Everything in orders, operator?
Let's go. Sabotage, interception, showdown. These should be easy.
To bypass this fault.
All my weapons are unranked. Easy. The best way to level an ETA is to bring your weapons unranked. I don't know that that's true. I'm kind of half trolling, but like, if you can get away with it, I mean, it's pretty efficient, if you ask me.
Remove the biocatalyst from the mixer to halt the Grenier poison's creation.
Shameless plug.
Take care when destroying the biocatalyst cartridge. It is highly explosive. Head to the poison injector now.
Looks like we have a slam enjoyer. You'll love to see it.
Set the injector into overdrive to incinerate the toxin.
It's been so long since I've done a sortie. I wonder if they buff the rewards. Is there a good reason to do sortie?
Children of abomination, filth-born, chattels.
Objective achieved. Well done.
Objective achieved.
I think we're gonna do ranked Counter-Strike after we finish with the Archon. The Archon hunt. I'll probably do 2 ranked games in CS. We have so many games to put in before we can even consider ourselves a scrub in that game. Game big difficult, and at least understanding how to get to A site, B site is like very relevant. And understanding like positioning takes time, not to mention nade spots, etc. So now that we've kind of sussed out our FPS, we can continue to scuff our way through ranked matches like we did the other stream, where we had a 16-8 KD on Ancient. Just making sure that we ride coattails of blue and not get in their way. Feeding op is the worst thing that we can do as an op main, and so while we're learning positioning, we'll be looking to also not really focus too heavily on the op if our team is behind. CSGO rank was Nova, Gold Nova in CSGO. In CS2, I've only gotten through placements, 2 placements, the last season, and that put me at silver. I think silver 2 across the board. Despite my ability, as documented on YouTube, to 1v5 clutch on Dust 2, we are probably more like a silver brain in CS. My aim is alright, but everything else is scuffed. And when I say my aim is alright, I mean I have confidence on the op when I have frames.
This facility is a communications crossroad for Narmer. Listen in. I want to know what he's telling his flock.
How about you? You play CS? You want to play? I don't mind queuing ranked with you, as long as we use your ping. I would hate for you to have to deal with ping issues on my account. Clem. Do you use G502 for SP? I have to. It's the only mouse that I have. I'm silver 4, probably hold you down. I mean, I don't mind. The most important thing when playing with me in a competitive environment is maintaining a PMA. And I know that can be difficult. People can be very hard on themselves. But as long as you have a PMA and 10 ping and your KD is at least 4-to-1 ratio, I mean, we'll be fine. No big deal. I'm just kidding. Like, as long as you're not inting, I won't have a problem with you. Like, if you're just inting and then rage quitting on me, like, we'll have a difficult time. But competitive games have high skill ceilings typically, and each player's journey to like grow into competency is going to be different. I think VOD review and coaching is the best way to get better. And so, like, chiming in during the match is okay, but it's better to just do a VOD review to improve. And if you really are insisting upon getting better, that's all that really, I think, that is necessary. I don't know callouts on most maps, so I know callouts on Dust, kind of, for the most part. But, yeah, callouts are an issue. Plus, I don't use comms in-game for TOS purposes, plus, like, if somebody's gonna be toxic with me in comms, I'm kinda gonna jump down their throat, and I don't like to do that. And so, to, like, save them and me from the stress and headache of being toxic with one another, I just don't use voice comms in any of the games that I play. It puts me at a pretty severe disadvantage, but I'm still new. I feel like I'm not even a scrub yet in the competitive games that I play. So until I become like scrub mode, I'm not going to be really concerned about like training hard or trying that hard. Got a G502 yesterday, my old mouse scroll wheel was broken. It was getting annoying clicks the scroll bar. Dude, I really want, I want new peripherals. Like when I have to choose between like buying like good groceries or upgrading anything, I get the good groceries because food matters. But yeah, maybe I should make a wish list of things. I haven't really studied new peripherals for a long time. I don't know what people are using. But bro, that G502, like, I wouldn't have been able to play as much Guild Wars as I have, like, been in various communities without the G502. So if you're not going to have something like the 502, I just don't understand how you're supposed to play some of the higher skill ceiling classes in Guild Wars. It doesn't make any sense to me. You need buttons to do the numbies. You ain't got those buttons, how are you supposed to pump the numbies though? Yeah, I committed to the 502 back before, back when wireless mice were not a thing that was like stable or reliable. Like the pro scene in any game did not revolve around wireless mouse. Now it seems to be kind of a standard. So that's something I definitely want to get into. I also want a new mouse pad. This mouse pad, it's kind of scuffed. But I try not to make excuses for my gameplay. Or just in general, like making excuses, I feel like just... yeah, I don't know.
And I beheld a great ram
A person that makes excuses, I used to be.
with soul.
I'd rather say okay, I'll work on that. Then make an excuse for my performance. But also, I am not my performance. I am something else. I think it's a salty habit, it's a toxic habit to get into the mindset that my performance designates like who I am or what my worth is as a human being. I take for granted how important the 502 is though. Like you mentioning it reminds me. I had a G102 for years, was $20, so I just bought a new one every time it broke. Sick. Splurged on a $40 G502 because I missed the free scroll rule. But yeah, I gotta see your Guild Wars 2 keybinds for G502. It's just, so the button closest to the thumb is 6, and it goes clockwise. 7, 8, 9. That's it. There's also a button to change the DPI. I just toggle between 800 and 400 because those are they're the most commonly used ones. I prefer to stay on 400, but it does change. Sometimes I'll go to 800. I matched my game sense a couple days ago to Overwatch 2 and Counter-Strike. So my in-game sensitivity is 3 in Counter-Strike, and my DPI is 400. And now my Overwatch in-game sensitivity is 10, and DPI is still 400. So I was able to make the converter happen, and yeah, I have the same eDPI in Overwatch 2 and in CS2. Feels good, man. Fully low DPI on a G502, yeah. Do you use the weights? Do you like the weights? It's so heavy compared to the G102, I bet. I used to dabble with the weights, and I've had mixed results. I think a lot of it is placebo. Like, if I have a bad day, and I have weights in, I'll take the weights off, and then just like the next couple sessions, I'll just tell myself it's because of the weights, and so I just took them out. I'm like, yeah. When I was referencing some of the more modern mice out there, the weight is significantly lower than the weight that this mouse has, even without the weights. And so, understanding that the pros seem to consensus towards a standard of lighter mice, I just permanently took out the weights. But yeah, your mileage may vary. I think it can be a placebo effect, but some of the best players will change their mouse, their eDPI or their reticle like very often, just depending on their mood or if they go through a kind of like a series of bad losses. I don't know. Don't know how important it is. I feel like consistency is the most important thing. Whatever can make a player more consistent is very helpful. Tried the weights the first time I had the G502, but it just felt wrong. Which G502 do you have? There are super light versions now. I have the one with the braided cable. I think it's the original model. I think tryhards use wireless super light mice. Yeah, tryhards and pro players. So like, when I think of pro, I think of VOD review. I think of teamwork and like comms that split a paradigm with an IGL, and styles are matched to that dynamic. So I think of that, and I think, okay, if that environment is to be taken for granted, I think everybody should try really hard. and, you know, do their best and then do reviews and make adjustments and scrim and stuff like that. But if it's like more of a casual thing, I feel like there has to be like a very distinctive flow to being a scrub. Like, I've trained students in music who have put in a lot of effort to kind of do a certain bad habit, right? And they're easy to coach because they have a bad habit that I can address, and then I can like work them out into a good habit. Until they like, if they never, I don't take students that aren't scrubs. At least you know, you have to. I don't teach like new people music. To have like a established pattern way of doing something, and then moving towards like a sense of excellence or improvement or some sort of optimization is very, very beneficial. Shameless plug? It's just me? I don't need a shameless plug. Let's go.
Boreal is here. Strike fast. Use cover.
That's why I believe so strongly that there has to be a phase of becoming a scrub. Having a certain way of doing something that can be undone, some way that can be improved. And peripherals are important, but at least becoming a scrub has to be something that I can eventually take for granted. If it's not there, how can I grow? How can I, you know, improve? And so the same thing applies to students. If I train them for music, they have to at least be a scrub or have a specific set way of doing a thing for me to coach them and help them improve. So when I think of peripherals, it's important. Like, I definitely don't want to be stuck in the mud or like rubbing my hand against, you know, a sticky surface, which is kind of what's happening right now. But it's the least of my like considerations when it comes to getting better. Just spending time in a ranked environment is going to help me improve a lot. As long as I don't beat myself up over, you know, scuffed aim, then I can gradually improve. Also, memory is super important. I want new peripherals, and I want IEMs. That's like $300 USD worth of upgrades. I wish I might. Maybe I should create a wish list.
Subdue promises his Narmer cultists a new creation. I do not know how much of that comes from the Ram's memories of Tau, and how much from Era's dreams of a kingdom of his own to rule.
For someone to be completely new means that I need to teach them fundamentals. I'd rather have them have a unique way of doing something, because even if you don't have like music fundamentals, but you can play a song, I can like work a lot on how you play that song and how to practice so that it sounds relatively perfect to other people. Like, our individual scrutiny may not ever, you know, feel great, but that's not really as important as sounding good. Sounding professional is more important than feeling good about the performance, because there's different kinds of work in this life, and if you as a musician feel terrible about your performance but it sounds great to everybody else, then you did a good job. So I don't know how much like video games and competitive gaming is like that, but there's a lot of parallels. Braided cable, that's the first generation. Yep, that's the one that I have. Yeah, maybe if I was hard stuck masters, I'd consider a better peripheral, but I'm not at that point of min-maxing. I think this mouse does very, very well. I think the mouse pad is more important than the mouse if we're judging between the 502 and other mice. But I don't know if I can show this to you. Can I show this to you? You're gonna laugh. I'll have to reset it. So I'm using is this Zowie? Oh, it's BenQ. So I use this, and even though I don't have like a wireless mouse, this keeps the mouse cable out of the way a little bit, and it's like it's got a bounce to it. So it's not great, but it's better than nothing, and it could be like a lot worse. Like having the drag of the cable on the desk is actually like horrible. And so if you're not gonna have a wireless mouse, it's worth considering to get like a little I don't know what they're called, like a bungee. It's reasonable to get a bungee if you're not gonna use a wireless mouse. Bungee cord. My first one was braided cable too. Yeah, the braided cable is so base. Like I really like this design, and when I saw that the G502 models were different, it turned me off from getting it, like wanting to replace it. I'm just glad that this thing hasn't broken down entirely yet. I'm gonna keep it as long as I can, but I'll probably, like, if it were to break down, I would just replace it and maybe hopefully not have to return it. But I do want to have a wireless mouse and a like G502 or something with a bunch of buttons.